Heyo dudes, it is Prince Weird, and this is going to be Sketch and Story. A new type of videos or series where I sketch and record myself and talk about a story in my life. Now, this story, my cousin is a jerk, an asshole, but I love him. And for this story, we will be calling him Jonesy, not his real name. Because I don't want any hate sent his way for the dumb thing he did when he was like 16, I think. Most people probably don't know this, but I love to swim. I constantly swim in the summer. I once tried to swim in the winter. It didn't end well. We don't heat our pools in Texas in the winter. It was freezing. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. I like swimming. I've never had training or any of that. I just like to swim in my own weird way. And it's gotten to the point where I actually know where my limits are. I calculate in my head how my body feels, how long it's been, how intensely I've been swimming, and I can tell when my legs give out, or are about to give out. And I can usually measure where I am, also, and constantly take in where I am, and what I'm doing, and how fast I can get to shore versus somewhere where I can just rest. This is important. I know when I'm done, and often will swim until I need a break so that my legs don't give out, and so that I don't drown. Important for this story. So my family, we have a lake. My Puerto Rican family live out somewhere. I'm not gonna say where, but there's a giant lake. And there's this sectioned off swimming area. And at the edge of the swimming area, opposite to the shore, is this floating metal thing. I don't know what it's called. But usually people will hang out there, and on the other side is the boat side of the lake. There is no ladder to get back up onto the metal thing. There is jet skis whizzing past. There's boats. Generally, you're told not to go on that side. My cousin Jonesy and his friends like to prank people. And it's awful. I hate pranks. Pranks are not funny. They're mean, cruel, and unacceptable. Just my opinion. But I hate them. I really hate them. And I think this story is the reason why. Also, my family knows I'm a good swimmer. They know. They've known for years. I mean, I was a toddler, and this is the first time I ever swam. No floaties. I was a toddler at the family ranch, in my German family ranch, not the Puerto Ricans, the Germans. And they had a pool, and everyone was hanging around. It's summer, and little me, 3 years old, toddler, just suddenly, there's too many adults, there's too many people, and I get bumped into the pool. And okay, so fun fact, babies can swim. The reason you shouldn't let them go in the pool without floaties or assistance is because they think they can breathe the water. Luckily, I'm autistic and don't like my head being wet, or at least I didn't when I was very little. So I just kind of was like, me, and zooming around the pool. My biological father, who is way out of shape and can't swim, well, he can. He's just very bad at it. Anyways, he comes in after me, and is just chasing down this tiny little 3-year-old who's apparently really speedy. There are videos of this. There are family members who were there who can recount the story. But I outswim Biodad. And yeah, he got out of the pool, was like, the kid's fine, and just watched me to make sure I didn't drown or anything. But Anyways, that is why my family knows I can swim, because I've been doing it forever. And I have been testing my limits in a safe way. I would go until I felt, ooh, my legs are a little numb. I'll just go back to the edge and get out. Now, remember what I said about the lake? And if not, I'll remind you, the lake has a boat side and a normal swimming person side. My cousin, Jonesy, is an asshole. So, I'm visiting the Puerto Rican family, and we're at the lake, and there's watermelon, good chips, some soda. I'm just having a blast, and I decide to go swim in the lake. Mind you, I'm 10. Jonesy is 15. And so I'm swimming, I'm like diving, trying to reach the bottom of the lake, which is a dumb thing, and I've never actually reached the bottom of the lake. Like, I keep trying, and I can never hit the bottom. There's also, like, it slowly goes into the lake, like, the swimming area, and then there's this drop. And I have always tried to get to the bottom of that drop. But, yeah, I never reached the bottom. And it was probably too deep, and I was a 10-year-old. But man, did I have a pair of lungs. I would get far down. Also, I knew how long I could hold my breath, down to the seconds, and would calculate that as I went down and up. Smart kid, right? I did not grow up to be as smart as I sound right now. That's trial and error and a lot of, unpleasant ways to get to the top of the surface without fainting. So don't do any of the shit I do in my story times. Do not do it. It will not end well for you. Just a little disclaimer that I probably should have put at the start of the video. Anyways, so, I keep getting sidetracked. I'm not going to edit this, by the way. We're going raw recording. Because I don't have the brain power to edit. Anyways, stop getting distracted. Focus. So I'm in the lake, swimming around, trying to get to the bottom, going back up, and I can start to feel my body saying, take a fucking break. So I'm too far from the shore. But that floating metal thing I mentioned is close by. So I use the ladder that is on the swimming side, and I get up there, and I'm just sitting there, letting my legs recuperate before I swim back to shore. And Jonesy, this little idiot, well, he wasn't so little, he was like 5'9", 5'10". He was tall, I was 10. Height is weird when you're a little kid, because you're so fucking tiny. But, I, was just sitting there, chilling out, thinking of stories in my head, and then I see Jonesy, and, a couple of his friends are, egging him on for something, I don't know what, at the time, and Jonesy picks me up, he holds me over his head, and throws me into the boat side. I start to panic, because, well, I panicked, and I was like, okay, I'll just climb, but it's slippery, because I'm wet, and it's metal, and it's got moss growing on it, and I can't quite reach the top of the metal. So I'm trying to get up there. There are jet skis behind me, and I hate loud noises. Again, autism. Sensory things are awful when you're panicking, an autistic child. And also, bipolar didn't help either. So I'm panicking. I'm freaking out because I know my legs are about to give out. They did not get enough rest. And I'm trying to get up, and Jonesy has swam to the shore by now. Everyone's out of the water because it's dinner time. And can't use his real name, Uncle Jay, yeah, a lot of J names. But, fake J names. But Uncle Jay is just, he had called that he had finished barbecuing the food, and so everyone was up. Also, the lake is down low, And there are these ledges where there are, like, places to eat, places to sit, places to set up, essentially, and have fun and have a party. And so I am freaking out. I am freaking the fuck out because I can't get up onto the metal thing. So I start yelling. And being a little kid who is panicking and sometimes can't form words because I have a hard time talking, to this day I can't talk or type because my brain doesn't let me. And I think I am verbally dyslexic as well as I am reading dyslexic. I don't know if that's a thing, but I feel like it is because it happens to me. But anyways, I'm screaming, I'm yelling, I'm not making coherent words, no one can hear me, and also everyone's super far away. So even if I was saying coherent words, they would not be able to understand me. They just see me yelling and screaming. And I go under. Like, my legs are giving out. I'm trying to keep up with my arms. But I do not have very strong upper body. All my strength is in my legs. And so I'm just trying to keep afloat. And eventually, like, my family has come to some family members have come to the shore to see what's going on. But because they know I'm an avid swimmer, and I am the boy who cried wolf, so they don't believe that I'm actually drowning. And then I go under and can't get back above the water. And I gave up. I was like, this is the end. This is it. This is how I die. And I'm just letting myself sink. I'm done. And at that point, I didn't inhale any water, thank God. But at that point, Jonesy's mom, my Aunt Carrie, jumps into the lake, realizes I'm not faking, and she swims to me. Also, I don't like her. She's mean and awful, and I really don't like her. But I appreciate this, because she was the only one who believed me, because I hadn't come up, and I had stopped making sound, and there were no more bubbles. And so she makes it to me, luckily before I start inhaling water, because I'm getting dizzy and lightheaded from holding my breath. Now, I told you I'm good at holding my breath, so that is how long I had been under before my family decided to act. Now, I'm not mad at them, because I know I played pranks, and I faked things, and I was a good swimmer, and I understand completely why they thought what they thought. But I am glad my Aunt Carrie is a military woman who takes no shits. And also recognizes when someone is actually drowning. And so she gets me on top of the metal thing. Also, the metal thing isn't very big. So I actually could have saved myself if I hadn't been panicking, because I could have just gone around the metal thing, under the rope, and over to the ladder. Which is also why they thought I was faking. But panicked brain is not a smart brain. So, she gets me up there, she gets me up onto the metal thing, makes sure I haven't inhaled any water, and I immediately, because I hadn't been breathing for a little while. And I'm okay. I was fine. Little me was okay. No damage. No, just a little bit of trauma from being that panicked. And then because I'm like tiny. I was underweight at the time. And so she just kind of makes me hold on to her like shoulder, and she swims back to shore. And she had to carry me to a seating, to a bench. And the first thing I hear is, like, after I tell her what happened, the first thing I hear is, Jonesy! Like, his Jonesy Michael Carbon. Sorry, I'm terrible at fake names, but she says his full name. And he comes right there, because she's a military woman who takes no shits. She's not actually military, but that's the way she acts. And she straight up smacks him backhands him in the face and scolds him in front of the entire family and also some strangers, because this lake is open to anyone who lives nearby. So, like, if you have a house up there, then you automatically get a key fob for the lake gate thing, whatever. But in front of strangers, in front of the entire family, in front of all of his friends, she cusses him out about throwing his cousin into the wrong side of the lake and leaving them to die. Motherfucker. Aunt Carrie, I'll have to censor that. Aunt Carrie was just pissed. She was pissed. And I don't blame her. And she was like, you should have stayed to make sure your cousin was okay and didn't die. Just, this story is told so many times by so many family members. I honestly don't remember a lot because my brain was a little oxygen deprived. And I was still recovering. But a lot of what I'm saying, I've also heard from family members, from like family friends who were there. It was just insane. Yeah. It was a crazy story. I was fine. Everyone was fine. I haven't spoken to my cousin Jonesy since. He actually went into the Navy, I think. So, I guess that's cool. But, yeah. Like, that's my family. And that's how dumb I am. And I know now that I shouldn't swim till my, like, collapsing moment. I like water, but just because I want to swim does not mean I should. And again, do not do what I do. Don't. Just don't. I'm an idiot who is an adrenaline junkie. It's a really bad combo, so don't do what I do. Just stay safe. And in our trying times, wear a mask, social distance, and don't drown. Okay, thanks. See y'all on the flip side.